It's $1 million Money Making Monday with yours truly, me, Jesse Torrero. We're going to show you some information today on what can help you on your path and your journey down the yellow brick road to nothing but gold and $1 million Money Making Monday. Now, this isn't necessarily a whole plan like we usually talk about. This is an ingredient as to part of a plan that you have to be very cautious on when you're buying property, and you have to be very wise to understand what to look for and what's good and what's bad on your journey to the Wizard of Oz, where the money flows and the dollars fly. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what we look at as physical inspections. Physical inspections. There's a whole bunch of them now. And so we're going to chat about that in a second. Good to say hi to my friends here on Instagram. And hey, thanks a lot, Instagram clan. We are on every Monday at usually around 6 o'clock, though we had to start a little bit later today at about 6:45. Just got really busy on some business that came in at the last minute. And, you know, in today's marketplace, you've got to jump on this stuff the moment it happens. You can't be wasting any time. So we're starting a little bit late, but it's a meaningful wait for you. And it's going to be a very, very good and fun-filled, packed half hour or so show of information. And always and never forget, and please remember, $1 Million Money Making Monday is brought by the Home Selling Group. Your home sold guaranteed, or we'll buy it at 1-844-402-4222, extension 1045. Give them a call and listen to the free recorded message. No obligation, no pressures, no gimmicks, no agents. Listen to the recorded message and give you all the information you need to know, especially if you're selling your house or thinking about selling your property. The folks at the Home Selling Group are number one in the Palmdale, Lancaster, and Antelope Valley area, and for that matter, the 5-county region surrounding Southern California. They've been in business almost 43 years and been doing loans for 30 years. They've got a team, an office down in the San Fernando Valley, and an office up in the Antelope Valley, that being their primary world and international headquarters, with a sub-office down in the San Fernando Valley. And we've got some great agents over there that are going to help you get your financing, get you qualified at the very highest level of your ability to qualify. That as close as we can get to a pot of gold. If you had a little leprechaun in your Lincoln sitting outside holding a pot of gold for you, we're going to get you very, very qualified at the underwriter level. That's the very top we can do, so you can act as a cash buyer without having all the cash. $1 Million Money Making Monday, always brought to you by the Home Selling Group, where your home sold guaranteed, or we'll buy it at 1-844-402-4222. And we hope you hit extension 1045. And hey, pass it on. Like and share this with everybody, our YouTube friends. Please hit the notification little bell there and subscribe. Our Instagram friends, please pass it on. I'm sure there's a family member or somebody you know that's close to you that's looking to benefit in real estate, as you are with the information that we're going to be giving you today. So like and share, please. We've got some great topics coming up here in the future, and you'll learn a lot. And we do cover strategies and plans every Monday on laying out the whole plan for you, how you can become worth millions of dollars in a very short period of time here with Jesse Torrero. That's me. Okay, well, great to have you along, and I hope you like my cowboy hat. Today I was sporting the dude. You know, I got my little cowboy shirt on right here. I should have a cowboy 6-shooter and a cowboy badge right here, right? Yeah, well, I like to wear hats, and it keeps the sun off the top of your head. And I love this. Never had a white cowboy hat before. I've had a brown one. I've had a black one. I've had kind of a snaky, rusty brown one, but I've never had a white one before. So I bought this, and I wear it once in a while. I hope you like it. Let me know if you do. Let me know what you think about my cowboy hat. Hey, I'll tell you where I got it, and it's not that expensive, though. Some cowboy hats can be thousands of dollars. This one looks like $1,000, but it really isn't. All right, so let's jump into this right now. Take a little swig of my refreshment, my alkaline water. You always want to drink alkaline water. Alkaline water is the same type of body fluid you had when you were born at birth from your mother's womb. You're filled with alkaline because alkaline kills all viruses and bacteria. And when you're in the womb, you're engulfed in a sack of alkaline heavy enriched liquid. And it's very, very good for you. It solves all problems. It heals everything. It's unbelievable. It's good water. It alkalines your body. And essentially, that's poison to bacteria and viruses. And if you can imagine a cell has blood in it, and a cell has oxygen in it, and a cell has water in it. Mostly it's water, then oxygen and blood. That's why we have so many cells to carry the blood to our bodies. Well, when you alkaline that cell at the microscopic level, and the water within that cell from the time it was created, because your cells are always being created in your body every single second, new cells, then you provide an extra arena or coliseum or fence around bacteria and viruses. And viruses and bacteria cannot live in an alkaline environment. They die. It like fries them like acid. Okay. And also it's good for your blood and allows more oxygen to be able to fill that cell up, which gives you a better cardiovascular breath. Okay. So if you didn't know about alkaline, I just kind of taught you there. I'm one of those guys, man. Alkaline saved my life back about 18 years ago. I was, well, not quite 18 years ago. About 11 years ago. I was a goner, and a buddy of mine turned me on to alkaline water. You don't want to get the Kangen alkaline. You want to actually get water that's realkalined or water from a well that's alkaline. There are places that you can get where they put the minerals back into the water. They filter the water out, and then they put the minerals back into the water to realkaline the water. Or like I have a well at one of my ranches, and it's got tons of beautiful alkaline in it, and it's so refreshing. You can drink one glass of water, you can drink 8 glasses of alkaline in one swallow. It just goes down perfectly. Anyway, all right, so much for that. Let's get into what we're talking about today. It's $1 Million Money Making Monday, and today we're going to talk about one ingredient that's so very important for you when you're thinking about buying your first or your 51st property. It doesn't matter. Okay, and that is the physical inspection. The physical inspection comes after the contract is agreed upon. You have a duration of time, 10 to 14 days here in California, normally, to do a physical inspection. Do not do the physical inspection yourself. I do not care whether you are a contractor or you build houses or you're just a whiz at this. Mechanical engineer, no. Hire a professional licensed and bonded physical inspector. And the reason for that is because for every physical inspection that you think you've done or you know about, they have done tens of thousands. A good physical inspector who's been around for a number of years has probably done, almost 20 to 50,000 inspections. Okay, and you can't get away from experience. You just can't get away from it. And so physical inspection is so very important. The first step is you want to hire somebody that's really, really good. Make sure they're certified, make sure they're licensed, make sure to read their reviews, and make sure it's for a long period of time. and they're bonded. Okay, so you want to make sure those things are covered. So now, once you have the physical inspector in hand and you're ready to do your physical inspection, I want you to be there. You have to be there. Even if you got to take a day off of work, you got to be there. And the reason why you got to be there is because a lot of people aren't, and they just do the inspection. But if you're there, you really get a hands-on approach to the inspection that the inspector provides you. You can see what they're doing. You can tinker around the house. You can poke and squeeze and test drive it a little bit. Okay, that's what the physical inspection is for. You have a professional there that you can ask questions and talk to them and get some really detailed information. So you got to be there. You just can't go by the 30 or 40 page report that you get with nice pictures and videos and drone shots, but it's not like being there. So that's the most important thing. All right. The next thing you want to do when you start the inspection is you just let the inspector do their inspection. Okay, walk around the property, look around the property, write some notes down of what you think are important to you, but let the inspector do their inspection thoroughly. And then they will sit with you and they will go over the play-by-play results. Okay, they will go over every aspect of the inspection they did. And this is your chance to ask a lot of questions. All right. And the more questions you ask, the more information you get, the more information you get from the inspector, and you can really begin to understand the physical aspects of your property that you're buying. So very important. Plus, some of the things that you noted and spotted on your visual inspection, you can ask them specifically, and you can take them over and you can say, point at it and tell me about that. What does that mean? Okay, or what's going on there? Or is that okay? All right. The inspector, you can also, when you're there, talk about some of the zoning requirements in the area. Usually talk about, some of the environmental and climatic issues in the area, because the inspection not only is the wood frame house or the physical components of the house, it's also kind of an area overview, because usually most inspectors will work a 30-mile radius around their office, and they really get to know a lot of information that perhaps the agent may not know or your broker may not know. Okay. Now, once you've gone through that process and you guys go away from each other, you're going to get a report, and the report is going to show everything about that property. Now, there are a few things in the report that are extra special that you have to pay attention to. One, let's talk from the top down, the roof. You've got to understand what's going on with the roof, because that is a very expensive item to have to replace. And if you're looking to buy a house or invest in a property for rental income or something along that nature, and you want to build a portfolio of homes, what you don't want to do is spend a ton of money going out of your pocket the minute you buy the property. Okay. So the roof is the most important thing. Very, very important. The inspectors used to get up on the roof and walk it. A lot of them are using drones now. You can ask your inspector to go up and walk it. I would go up on the roof myself and walk it and accept my own liability. And the reason is a drone shot can only give you so much, but walking it, you can see it. All right. And that's what's important. So the roof is very important, because if you don't, it can run you anywhere from a smaller house, about $7,500, which would be an excellent price, to $50,000 for a bigger house, or $75,000 for different types of roofs. So you can see how expensive that can be. And the last thing you want is a leaking roof, or one that's falling apart pretty quickly. Now, if it's sound and it's worn, but there's no leaking in it, and how you do that is you look in the attic to look for leak stains on the wood rafters, and your inspector will do that for you. So it's really important that you do that. Okay. The second thing you want your inspector to look at, which is very important, is the insulation. You want to know that your house is insulated properly. This saves you money because if you're running AC in Southern California, where this year the average temperature has been over 100, really hot, you want to make sure you're not losing energy because you have poor insulation. And you also want to ask the question, does that insulation have asbestos in it? For very older homes, it does. For newer homes, no, it doesn't. But you want to know. Asbestos is okay as long as you don't disrupt it, because the molecules of asbestos are lighter than air. It's sort of like oil on water. The water is heavier than the oil. That's why the oil stays on top. Okay. So you want to make sure that you know what's going on with your insulation. Then you want to make sure the next most important thing is electrical. The electrical panel, is it glass, old glass ones, which I hardly see those anymore. I did way back 40 years ago in the beginnings of my career. But, or it's breakers, and how are those breakers working? So you want to make sure that your inspector, this is why an inspection is really important, because you're schooled in all of these areas. Okay, you want to make sure that the electrical is looked at, because that can be an expensive item pretty quick. And you want to ask questions like, can these amps hold a new air conditioner? Your inspector will look at the scarring or burning of some of the breakers. They'll kind of take one out and look at the rod behind it that the breakers connect to, where the electricity passes. Okay, so the electrical is really important, and he'll be looking at all the plugs and sockets and stuff like that too as well. All right, plumbing is probably one of the it's one of the most frustrating things you can ever deal with. I built over 50 houses myself, and I've had a ton of rentals over the years, and plumbing is always an issue that wears out, and it's a big kind of problem, because what you may think is a little problem here, but you fix that, and then it happens here, then it happens over here, then it happens there. It's like the everlasting and ongoing disruption of life with plumbing. All right, so your inspector will check all the toilets and the sinks and the faucets and the sprinklers and the pipes, as many as he can see. Raised foundations, pipes are underneath, and he can see the pipes better. Foundations that are cement foundations, the pipes go into the cement, but schooled eye, he can look at and see things around where the pipes go into the cement, what that looks like, if there's any actual leaking of that pipe in the cement after they poured it. So the plumbing is very important. You also want to ask him about the sewer lines. And many inspectors offer today a camera that goes down the sewer line, down the main line to the sewer, so that you can see if any roots have busted through the clay pipes or whatnot, if it's clogged. And that's important. Now, if an inspector doesn't offer that service, then what you want to do, there are plumbers out there that will offer that service, and you want to get that, because you want to know what's going on with your main line. It might be old, but as long as it's functioning, there might be a few roots in there, but as long as those roots can be cut by a snake and a rotor head that's kind of sharp, and cut it, you can be okay. There are certain chemicals you can put down your main line that will kill those roots and maintain those roots, not clogging things up. It's just you want to know, because a main line replacing is very expensive, because what they do is the main line, it depends how far it goes down to the sewer in the street. This might be your front yard, but this over here is your sewer in the street, and it might go down 8, 9, 10 feet. And the more trenching they have to do, yeah, that's the problem. It's very expensive. So you want to have that sewer. Talk to them about that sewer. Then you want to talk to the inspector of the overall structure of the property. See, all of the items that make you feel good, like a new stove or new refrigerator or new, paint. These are all feel-good items. You want to really use this inspection for the hardcore foundation items of the property. That's what you're looking for in that respect. So you want to talk to them about, did he see any earthquake damage? Did he see any windows that weren't shutting properly because maybe the house might be slanted a little bit? How is the foundation? Do you see any cracking, etc., like that? Inspection is the most important thing. If you do your own inspection, you're going to miss these things. If you don't do an inspection, you're going to miss them all. If you do an inspection, hire a professional inspector, and that could save you tens, 20s, 30s of thousands of dollars. Okay, it really, really can. Because if you got to replace a roof, you're going to spend at least 15,000 bucks. Okay, if you got to replace plumbing, mainland, you're going to spend at least 7,000 bucks. That's 22,000. If you got to replace electric panels, you're going to spend another, $3,000 to $5,000 for that. So that brings you up to 25, 26, 27,000. If you're going to have to replace your insulation, you're looking at about $3,000, especially if it has asbestos and they have to hazmat it out. So that's $30,000 roughly. If you're going to have to redo foundational work or framework or window work, that could be, who knows, maybe another $10,000 or $15,000. So you could be $40,000 so fast it'll shake your head screwy loose. All right. So inspection is a way to save money. It also helps you make a decision whether you want to continue purchasing this property or you want to purchase this property at the offer it was accepted. You could at that point renegotiate your offer because the inspection showed things that you didn't see before. Okay, so that's what you want to do with inspection. Now, other inspections you want, we talked about the sewer or mainline inspection. You want another inspection that talks about an inspector that does mold. Okay, a lot of physical inspectors will do mold. Well, not really. They used to. I happen to have a guy that used to. He retired from inspections, but he does mold inspections because mold can be disastrous to your health. What a mold spore does, when you upset it, it flies. It too is lighter than air and flies and lands in your carpet, or it lands in your lungs and just stays there, or it lands on the couch or floor or whatever. And when it hits water, when water hits it, it explodes in growth. All right. Especially if it's in a cool, dark environment. Now, if you ingest mold in your mouth, you have to ingest a lot of spores. They're microscopic. You can't see them because our bodies run at a temperature of 98.6. And mold doesn't work good in that kind of body heat. But when your body is overwhelmed with mold spores, it does grow and it can be detrimental and it can kill you. So you want to make sure that you have a mold inspection. And that's usually run about $300 to $600, right? You also want to make sure that if you have property around your house, I mean, half an acre or an acre or 2 acres, you want to make sure that drainage is important because when it does rain here in Southern California, it rains. So you want to have proper drainage. We've all seen the pictures of sandbags that are blocking the doorways in houses that get flooded. Look, if your house ever gets flooded in 2 feet of water, tear it down because mold is going to grow in there and it's going to destroy everything. It's a tear down and rebuild. And that's expensive. And you'd have to have flood insurance to cover that, okay? And most people don't have flood insurance because they're not in a flood hazard zone in Southern California. So you want to make sure you have a good person that can talk about drainage, a landscaper or something along that line who understands the contours, or they have what's called land engineers that develop this type of stuff, how water flows past and around the property, especially is for people that have large acreage and are near mountainsides and sloping hills. Okay, really important. Take the time and go down to the city planning and regional planning and development and pull everything on that property that you can, or ask your broker or agent to do that. But I always say it's good to talk to the civil engineer down at planning and development, because usually what happens with these civil engineers is when they come on the job, they start working in an area and they stay in that area for their whole careers, and they know everything: fire, flooding, animal, hazardous areas. These guys and gals know everything, and you'll glean a lot of information from that. One other inspection I think is really important, and that is, and a lot of people just kind of throw this away, and they don't really think about it, is what's called an earthquake or hazardous report. Make sure you get your hands on the hazardous report that the seller normally will give to you, and read it page per page, because this is something that you get from the state, the federal government, the state, the county, and the city. All is public record search. They pull it and it tells you everything. Was it in a pre-ordnance area, military base? Was there any toxic hazardous waste? Was it a dump at one time? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So much information in that hazardous report, or the hazard disclosure. It's really, read it from page to page. It'll be about 40 or 50 pages usually, and you want to read that. Now, once you gain all this information, then you can start putting some dollar figures to them of what might be good and what might not be good. That house might just be perfect, okay? And there may not much needs to be done, all right? So, or it may be just a wreck that you didn't know about. Then you can renegotiate the price. See, this is why home inspection is so important. The disclosures that the seller gives you are going to be kind of basic. The disclosures that the agent gives you are going to be kind of basic. But that report that you get, what we just talked about, this is really, really important. And this could save you this could save you tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars, which is what you need to be on the lookout when you're investing and you want to become a multimillionaire in property ownership, and join the class of all of our good friends in $1 Million Money Making Monday here in our club, because what you want to make sure you don't waste money. You got to be smart. All of this adds to it. Oh, it might be a property that you get for almost nothing, but then you find out that it's like 70 or 80 or 90,000 or tear down. Yeah, and so you didn't get the property for almost nothing. See what I'm saying? All right. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions or concerns, please, I'll be posting this up on Facebook as well. I'm in Facebook prison again. I don't know why they do this to me. They just don't want me to help folks, I guess. I think I'm like on their most wanted list, the algorithm's most wanted list. I'm ready for an AI robot to come put me in cuffs and take me to Facebook jail. But so I have to post up to them in an indirect way. So if you watch Facebook, you'll see it on the timeline. Instagram, we're live on right now, and we appreciate all our friends at Instagram. Saying hi to Victoria or Victor. Let me see. I got to get my trusty magnifying glass because I can't see anything even with glasses on. Yeah, saying hi to Victor. Hey, Victor, what's happening, buddy? Thanks a lot. He's waving at me and other people. Thank you very much. Please like and share and ask questions at Instagram, please. And for all our friends who are subscribers, and for all our friends who are going to be subscribers on YouTube, which is our main platform that we radiate to, please like and share, ask questions, write comments, hit that notification bell, because we always got interesting things to talk about. And that's what we're here for. And subscribe, it's free membership. Absolutely. And that's what we're here to do, is to help you make the right decisions on $1 Million Money Making Monday. That's what it's all about, from the Home Selling Group. And yours truly, me, Jesse Torrero. Been around 40 years plus, a long time. And I'm always wearing a cool hat. You like my cowboy hat? I hope so. Anyway, we got to get off the line now. Got to move on down. This will be all over our social media network, our KTNT radio and TV and social media network. And so look for it there. And we hope to have you join us next time. By the way, please visit our website at www.youravhomesearch.com. And there's lots of pull downs, free reports, offers, lots of great guarantees. Check it out. And always remember, $1 Million Money Making Monday is brought to you by the Home Selling Group, where your home sold guaranteed, or we'll buy it. That's our promise in writing and our guarantee. No gimmicks, no foul play. It's simple and sweet. We'll keep you out of the catch-22 of real estate, and we'll keep you in the mix so you can find something great. And if we don't sell your house in a specified period of time at an acceptable price, we'll buy it. 1-844-402-4222, extension 1045 for more information. It's free. You don't talk to anybody. Our AI recorded intelligent computer system will take care of it all for you and kind of teach you a little bit of stuff. And if you want to progress further in information, we'll be happy to help you. All right. So, hey, listen, you have a great night from the Home Selling Group. You have a great night, and keep the faith. And hey, let's start right, because if it don't start right, it don't end right. And we want to start right, right? Together, everybody achieves more. That's a team. You and us against the world. We're guaranteed to win, win, win for you. Thanks for joining $1 Million Money Making Monday.